bid 3 diamonds. You opened a diamond, the over called a heart, partner double. This one bid 2 hearts.
3 diamonds.
3 diamonds. Well, 2 spades shows the same type of hand, only with 4 spades. So if I take this over here, 2 spades wouldn't get you past 3 diamonds, would it? So it shows the same size hand. If it doesn't get you past,
But it doesn't show 5 diamonds necessarily.
yes, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Okay. Show 5.
Okay, let's try this. Now what? Anything else?
No.
Nothing else, right? Okay, you want to give them scores?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Ron. Jump.
A jump in the same suit is never forcing, right? Okay, so when your partner bid 3 hearts, they don't have the type of hand that will play 3 no-trump. They can invite game in hearts, but not in no-trump. So all you're doing when you bid 3 no-trump is making it worse. This is the same idea as
So Robert got a meter, please. I'm not sure.
they have a weak hand that needs to play in hearts. People were talking a while back about getting too high on these misfit hands. You've got to stop on these misfit hands. The only type of hand you should bid against are hands like like that. That's a good hand If your partner's got a long heart suit, right?
Yeah.
You don't bid again with a misfit, you bid again when you have a fit.
But what if they don't rebid the suit, they bid a separate suit, they're still gonna,
If they bid a new suit, then you have to pass, because then they have a good hand. Then their hand is better than the one they jumped to 3 yards at. Okay? So after a spade, if they bid 2 clubs, that's a good hand. That's a don't pass bid.
It's an opening hand.
Yes, it's enough to be engaged.
all right, back to that first where you looked at the 3 hearts. If you have 3 hearts in your hand, you open a diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 3 hearts, and you have 3 hearts. Would you say 3 more at that point, though you might have a long suit?
Well, no, now you can have a singleton and not a big suit. I mean, if you had this,
You have three hearts, you have 3 little ones.
you could bid 4 hearts with that. Like that.
Yeah.
Now when your partner jumps to 3 hearts, that's a good hand for hearts. It's all aces on the outside and a singleton. And if your partner has a 4-card suit, which one is it more likely to be? You think there are other 4-card suits likely to be diamonds? Well, it's going to be clubs most of the time, right? So a singleton club and 3 trumps is wonderful. Okay, that's the type of hand you should raise if they jump. Is a hand like this. When your partner has a long suit, what you need is aces and kings and trump support. And a doubleton honor is good trump support for a 6-card suit. It's not so good for a 5-card suit. Any 3 cards is good support for a 6-card suit. But when your partner has a long suit, a 6 or 7-card suit, what you need opposite that are quick tricks, aces and kings, not queens and jacks, and trump support. And trump support would be 3 small or a doubleton honor. That would be good trump support. Okay. But on these misfit hands, somebody's got to stop. And this is similar to what we're talking about here. And that's a 1-note trump bid, right? Isn't that a 1-note trump opening bid? So now what?
They generally have 8 coins or so and a long 6 hearts.
Yes. But they're raising hearts, it's not high card points.
think I'd pass.
You should pass. They're not inviting game and no trump. In fact, I can make this a little better. Let's put that over here. Okay, now, a no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. If your partner bids 3 hearts, you should probably pass with this. If your partner bids 2 no trump, now you can bid 3 no trump. The difference between this bid and 3 hearts is this bid, the 2 no trump bid, is going to have 8 or 9 high card points in it and a 5 card suit.
Does he have 6 hearts?
Yes.
6.
When you transfer and raise the suit, that's the same thing as making an invitational jump in your suit. So transferring the 2 hearts and then raising hearts is going to look like this. They didn't invite game and no trump. They invited game and hearts. And their hand is worth a lot more if you have heart support and quick tricks.
Why would you just pass that game after they say 2 hearts? Why would you say 3?
Well, because you could have a game here if your partner fits hearts, if they have the right type of thing. It's the same idea when your partner opens 3 hearts. What you need is trump support and quick tricks, not points. And transferring and raising hearts means you have a long suit. And part of the value of having an invitational bid is distribution. It's not high cards. So you don't have to fit it. If they have a long suit, you need help in that suit. Or quick tricks and not slow tricks. This has mostly quick tricks, but it has no help. That would be even better. Whenever your partner's got a long suit, having a singleton or 2 small is a detriment to bidding more. You don't bid more because you don't like their suit. You should be bidding more because you do like their suit. And if you don't like it, you need to quit. Not keep going. Anyway, transferring and raising would not have 8 or 9 high card points. If you had that plus a long suit, you'd have enough to be in game. If I take this same shape, Do you think that's enough to be in game if your partner opens no trump? It is, right? It's even too strong to invite then. Okay, so you need to bid more when you have help in your partner's suit, not when you don't like it. And it's just the opposite of what most people are doing. When their partner bids and rebids a suit, and they have a singleton, everybody's bidding no trump, when they should be passing. It's the same idea. Partner opened a diamond, you bid a spade. And they bid 3 diamonds, what should you do?
You pass.
You should pass. Right. You can probably stop all 3 suits, but you have no tricks. If your partner's, when your partner bids 3 diamonds, they're going to have ace, king, queen, jack of diamonds. How often? 1 time out of 20. When they have that, bidding 3 no trump will work. Most of the time, what happens when they have that? And you're trying to make 3 no trump. It's not going to
You're
work.
not gonna make it.
Now you can bid 3 no trump. And it's, when you have a misfit, you need to quit. And remember, jumps in the same suit are never forcing. It doesn't matter if it's the opener that jumped in the same suit or the responder that jumped in the same suit. It's never forcing. And you can get aggressive when you have a fit, but don't get aggressive when you have a misfit. These misfit hands will not play well. I got it. This is the same idea that we've been talking about, only now we have the opening bidder jumping instead of the responder. So if the opening bidder's got 15 high card points and a good long suit, opposite this, your chances of making 3 no trump are good. And that's what they're going to have, about 15 or 16 high card points in a 6 card suit. So with this, you can bid 3 no trump. With that, you need to pass 3 diamonds. And it's the same idea when you open and the responder bids the suit and then rebids it. The same thing. This 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 hearts, or 3 hearts. 3 hearts is not forcing, right? The only way they can force you to bid again would be to bid the unbid suit. So 3 hearts is not forcing. If it's not forcing, it means it's an invitational hand with a long suit. So invitational hands with long suits need trump support and aces. If you don't have trump support, you need to quit. The worst thing you can do is bid 3 no trump. If you bid 3 no trump on the misfit, you might do it on a hand like this. But now you're not relying on your partner's heart suit to produce tricks, right? So if you're going to bid 3 no trump, after your partner bid 1 heart, 3 hearts, you need to have tricks. With that, what are you going to do for tricks? Your partner has 6 hearts to king jack and a singleton diamond. You're not going to have heart tricks, you don't have diamond tricks. All you're doing is just going down more by bidding. So, when your partner jumps in the same suit, it doesn't matter if they're the responder or the opener. If you don't like their suit, you need to quit. And the fact that they jumped in the same suit means they have a suit they can't play. You may have a couple of losers in it, but they can play it. So you need to bid when you have a fit, not when you have a misfit. When your partner's got a long suit, okay? And this whole thing about bidding when you have a misfit applies this way, whether it's the opener that jumps or the responder that jumps. It also applies It also applies here. You can stop hearts twice. Here, let's make it even better. You can stop hearts twice. The bidding no trump is not going to get you anywhere because you don't have tricks. So this is not the type of hand that you should be bidding to no trump with. The type of hand you should be bidding to no trump with looks like that. Not because you don't like your partner's suit, but because you do like your partner's suit. So after 1 heart, 2 diamonds, this is the type of hand you should bid 2 no trump with. Not the type of hand that you don't like diamonds on.
This could be a 5-card suit. Diamonds.
Could be. But if it's only a 5-card suit, you don't have a little bit more stuff. So after you bid 2 no trump, if your partner's got a minimum hand in a 5-card suit, they should pass. If they have, say, a 16-point hand that couldn't stop hearts, they can bid 3 no trump. If they have a long suit, that they could bid 3 no trump. This is just as good as having a king over it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's better than having a queen. So when your partner bids 2 no trump, they should have a fit. And if your partner has a fit, you can make 3 no trump with less than 25 high card points if you've got a long suit. So when your partner shows long suits, you should be bidding when you have a fit and passing when you don't. I could dream up a hand that was too good to pass that you don't like your partner's suit. You can just have a huge hand. You shouldn't pass, but you should be a lot more aggressive when you like your partner's suit and get conservative when you don't like it, when they have long suits. Okay, and that applies whether the opening bidder showed a long suit, like 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 hearts, and 3 hearts, or a diamond, a heart, a spade, 2 hearts. No matter who shows the long suit, when you don't like it, you need to get conservative. When you like it, you can get aggressive. Is this making sense? Because what I see all the time is when they don't like the suit, they bid 3 no trump. Right? And it doesn't work. It seldom makes. When it goes a diamond, a heart, 2 clubs, 3 hearts, and this one doesn't like hearts, they bid 3 no trump because they can stop the other suit. Well, you can stop all 4 suits, but you can only catch about 6 or 7 tricks because you can't use the long suit. So when you don't like the suit, you need to stop.